All right, this is the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. My name is Michael Rapaport, a.k.a. the Gringo Mandingo. And we're back for another episode of the Fantasy Football Follies. The show is quickly becoming the go-to place for all your fantasy football information. You're like, what are you talking about, Michael? You don't know what you're saying. I do know what I'm saying. Last week, I told you, I gave you information, I gave you tips. Okay, tips to help you win your daily fantasy football matchups. I'm going to break down those tips. I played about 150. I'm not bullshitting you. 150 people at DraftKings. Oh, yeah. We danced. We danced all week long. You win some, you lose some. But you live to dance another dance. In the Gringo Mandingo's monkey cage. And it was fantastic. But my focus right now, all my energy is on a guy named Mama Monkey, TA TOOTHEY, Fafafui, a.k.a. Gary Delabonte, the producer, and I threw up air quotes, the producer of the Howard Stern show. And I'm telling you, this week, I'm playing him. I am 0-4 versus this gorilla. I've never beaten him. I am 0-4 versus this monkey, okay? And I want the monkey bowl. I want it bad. This is my first quarter of the fantasy football season Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. I've never beaten a gorilla. Okay, if you're new to listening to the show, tune in to the first ever emergency episode. It's episode number 15. Episode number 15. I poured my heart out in an emergency episode where I speak on losing to Gary in the finals of my first season in the league and fantasy football in general. Here's a clip. This is Michael Rapaport for the I Am Rapaport Fantasy Football Emergency Broadcast. So even if you're not into fantasy football, which I wasn't into fantasy football up until 16 weeks ago, you'll be able to appreciate this because this episode of the I Am Rapaport podcast is about losing. It's about the loneliness and sadness that losing fantasy football can cause. So it's been a couple hours since my team, my fantasy football team in the Stern Fantasy Football League, the Howard Stern Fantasy Football League, I lost in the fucking finals to Gary Delabonte. He beat RapaportsDelight. If you are unfamiliar with the Howard Stern crew, Gary Delabonte has been the producer for the Howard Stern show for 30 years at least. And he's famously named a monkey. Fa-fa-fa-fa-fooey. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-booey. Fa-fa-fa-fa-fa-fa-fooey. That's who Gary Delabonte is. And he fucking beat me. And this is my first year in fantasy football. And it's just, I feel like I just should wrap myself in a blanket and go to sleep. Not in my bed, like on the couch, wrapped up, fetal position, blanket. Because I fucking lost, essentially, to a monkey. You know, I made it to the finals. But next year, when they're giving Gary Delabonte, a.k.a. Fafafui, the trophy, his name will be on it. It won't say he beat Michael Rapaport's team. He beat RapaportsDelight. That's the name of my team, of course. It'll just say Gary Delabonte. I Am Rapaport Podcast. Can you believe that was the first ever emergency podcast episode, and it was about the agony of defeat and the thrill of victory? That is what it's all about. That's what fantasy football is all about. But I think this is my year. I won my draft. Yes, I won my draft. And the reason why I will continue to say I won my draft is because when the waiver wires come off, I'm like, should I do this? Could it slightly improve my team? Fuck it. I don't worry about the waiver wires in the Stern Show League because I won the draft. My only loss came from a fluke performance from Spencer Ware on Commissioner Jason Kaplan's team. Rapaport's Delight, a.k.a. that thing's big, is the highest scoring team. I'm actually down 1 point by that same Commissioner Jason Kaplan from that fluky Spencer Ware 34-point game. But this week, I'm coming for that hairy monkey ass. I'm so confident in my team's chances that I'm gonna do an unprecedented thing of fantasy football confidence. I'm gonna tell this ape who I would start on his squad. I'm gonna tell you the lineup that you should put out there, Gorilla Face. Okay? I'm projected to win right now, but I'm gonna give you a head start. I'm gonna set your fucking lineup for you. Okay? Now I do something that I don't normally do. Rule number 1 is fact checking, but I'm gonna pull Gorilla's team up and I'm gonna break down. Okay, I'm going to break down who he should start to potentially compete against me. Now, this monkey, Gary Delabonte, a.k.a. Fafafui, a.k.a. Mama Monkey, he's probably not going to listen to this because he's a real arrogant ape. Okay, he thinks he doesn't need any help. He thinks he has the luck of the gorilla on his side, but he doesn't. It's not the year of the monkey. No, 2015 was actually the year of the monkey. Okay. 2016 is the year of the Gringo Mandingo. So Gary Delabonte, he has 2 quarterbacks, Phillip Rivers and Eli Manning. Running backs, he has Devontae Freeman, LeGarrette Blount, Theo Riddick, Jamal Charles, Isaiah Crowell, Chris Thompson, Fuzzy Whitaker, and Gio Bernard. By the way, this animal auto-drafted because for some unknown reason, he didn't make it to the draft. This team was actually drafted by the entire Stern Show League. Mr. Matthew Berry was kind of helping it to keep him competitive because for some personal reasons, Gorilla couldn't make it there, and that's understandable. He's a very, very, very good family man. Great father, has great kids, a great husband. The kids they're fantastic kids he has. I tell him you should get on those hairy knees every night and thank God that those kids don't look like you. Wide receivers, he has Emmanuel Sanders, Sterling Shepard, DeAndre Hopkins, Larry Fitzgerald, and Quincy Inwanua. I know I'm not pronouncing your name right, Quincy, but you're doing your thing for the Jets. Jordan Reed as a tight end, the Jets defense, and Justin Tucker as the kicker. I got to give it to you, Monkey. You did well for an auto draft, a.k.a. having Matthew Berry draft your team for you. But I'm going to tell you right now, the blood is going to start spilling now. Okay, I don't envy you. You do have talent. Okay, and you're going to leave some of them on the bench because that's what gorillas do. But if I were you, Monkey Lips, you have Phillip Rivers at home versus the New Orleans Saints, or Eli versus the Minnesota motherfucking Vikings. Their defense, I don't want to go up against them anymore. My first suggestion is if you have anybody going up against the Minnesota Vikings, try to avoid it. Because they body slammed my man Cam Newton last week like he was a rag doll. He's 265 pounds. They have red-blooded American goons all over the Minnesota Viking defense. Running back 1, he's got Devontae versus Carolina. You got to do that. Running back 2, LeGarrette Blount versus Buffalo. You love the circus. Okay, so have fun with your peanuts watching if Julian Edelman is going to even be able to hand the ball off to LeGarrette Blount. The choice could cost you this week. I'm a big Theo Riddick fan, and Jamal Charles is looming, but what do I know? I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. I'm just a guy, a blowhard, right? Trying to kick me out of the fucking Stern Show League. Wide receivers, number 1, he has DeAndre Hopkins versus Tennessee. You got to go with him. And wide receiver 2, Larry Fitz versus the Los Angeles Rams. And then we get a third receiver in the Stern Show League, Emmanuel Sanders. I would start Emmanuel Sanders, and of course the tight end will be Jordan Reed. The flex that I would start, I am trying to give you all the head. This is how confident I am. I am setting your fucking lineup, Bowie. Flex, I like Theo Riddick versus Chicago. I'm sure you're gonna go with your hometown, Quincy Eno. I can't pronounce his last name. Do it. Go versus Seattle, or Sterling Shepard should be the play. But that Minnesota D doesn't fuck around, and he plays for my Giants. It's a tough call, Monkey. Almost as hard as a gorilla trying to learn sign language or smoke cigarettes. I don't know. Maybe fuck it. Maybe throw in Fuzzy Whitaker in the shootout in Atlanta. I don't know. I don't envy you, Gorilla. You're on your own at the flex. Okay, I would do Theo Riddick, but that's just me. The Jets, home D versus Seattle, and the kicker is Justin Tucker. Best of luck with that. I cannot wait till my slightly in second place Rapaport's Delight, a.k.a. That Thing's Big, a.k.a. There Will Be Blood, takes the field on Sunday against Gary Delabante's fifth place. Name of his team is Revis and Butthead. You get it? That's shit. But I'm just begging anybody who has a heart, anybody who's listening to this, whether you care about fantasy football or not, I just want your emotional juju sent my way on Sunday, so I can jump on this monkey's back and mount him. Yes, mount him nice. Grab 2 full handfuls of gorilla back hair and drive this animal into the ground and beat him for the first time. Because if I don't, the Gringo Mandingo, I'm going to be upset. I threatened to jump on his back today, and he said, well, what if I flip you over? I said, well, if you happen to flip me over, my friend, just know there'll be a smile on my face. All right, that's enough with Gorilla. Okay, all soft-ass I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast t-shirts are available at districtlines.com/I Am Rapaport. We have the Smash Mouth Fantasy Football t-shirt. I think we have our best t-shirt regarding fantasy football, or actually the best t-shirt ever regarding fantasy football. The new shirt that's dropping this week is based on the Netflix slogan, Netflix and chill. Well, we topped that. We have the Fantasy Football and Chill t-shirt. It's fantastic. And of course, if you're playing fantasy football, whether you're a man or a woman, you got to be on the all Stickman team. Okay, we have the orange and blue, and we have the green and white Stickman t-shirts. Visit districtlines.com/I Am Rapaport. All right, week 3 was a wild and wacky week. I took some baths on DraftKings. Those of you who beat me, you know who you are, you fucks. You know who you are, okay? You beat me, okay? But I'll be back. I'm already sweeping and bleaching off the blood, the guts that were left over from me and the winners and the losers in the monkey cage, okay? DraftKings and daily football, it's kind of like the stock market. Some stocks, they do great for you, and some they don't. You got to allocate your funds with the guru at DraftKings headquarters, setting the values, but it's up to you to find the diamonds in the little football rough, okay? Like Cole Beasley, like Kenny Stills, or like Michael Thomas, okay? With week 3 of NFL football in the works, there's a few trends that are emerging, and I'm gonna break down the trends. This is trend number 1. You need to highlight. Okay, get yourself a little highlighter. With the yellow or the green or the pink. The neon colors. Highlight the wide receivers who are on teams with weak defenses, so that their team is forced to throw. Do you understand? They're going to be forced to throw, like Marvin Jones Jr. last week, who had like 300 points. Mike Evans and Jarvis Landry. They were in shootouts. That's number 1. This is not. I'm not breaking the mold here. This is all information that any fantasy football expert will give you. But I am the guru, and I am giving you this information right now. At DraftKings, it's a PPR world, okay, and we're just living in it. Okay, back in the prehistoric days of fantasy, you'd spend your Sundays rooting for pick-passing plays or runs, but with a 1-yard catch in some fantasy leagues giving you the same points as a 10-yard run. There's been a shift in the fantasy landscape, okay? Again, and it's called PPR. The top offensive lines are giving guys like Dak, Simeon, Wentz, and even fucking Sam Bradford time to throw the ball. And making guys like Cole Beasley, okay, Emmanuel Sanders, Jordan Matthews, and Stephon Diggs must considers every single week. You understand what I'm saying? Cole Beasley, Emmanuel Sanders, Jordan Matthews, and Stephon Diggs are guys you want to get in your daily fantasy football teams. Okay, I am giving away the gold to the people that are going to turn around and try to compete against me and crack that ass. But I'm so confident in my skills. In the fantasy football world, listen, you could prepare. Anybody will tell you. You could do this, you could do that, you could mock draft. I am in fact mock drafting already for the 2017 season. Okay? I'm only doing it once a week, but I am in fact mock drafting for next season. Okay? But in fantasy football, no matter what, you never know. Okay? The running back used to be the cornerstone of your team. Well, not anymore. It's the new millennium. This is tip number 3, okay? Okay, outside of the expensive carry monsters, Todd Gurley, Shady McCoy, DeMarco, and David Johnson, to name a few running backs, unfortunately, the reality in fantasy are a dime a dozen. 2 of the highest scorers in all of fantasy came from one team, Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman of Atlanta. Shout out to DJ Moist for starting both of them against me in the primetime matchup. That was good, DJ Moist. I see you. I see all you motherfuckers that I'm playing. All of you. I wish there was a way to collectively talk shit to every single person that's challenging me, the Gringo Mandingo, on DraftKings. If I could do it all at once, if I could get you all up on the screen, I'd take you down. Your breath, the hair growing out of your nose. I'd go after each and every one of you during the game and bring you down. Okay? But those Atlanta running backs, it's more about how bad, how pathetic, how so un-NFL the New Orleans defense is. But that makes me want to bench the Giants from last week, again, for scoring nothing against the New Orleans Saints. It's pathetic. But in DraftKings, if you went with the cheap plays, like LeGarrette Blount, Jeremy Hill, and Carlos Hyde, you most likely did well in most of your matchups, okay? And I had, like I said, 150 people. You don't have to pay for the high-priced guys. You got to look at the matchups. LeGarrette Blount, he's going to get touches again this week. It might be the last time all season. Jeremy Hill and Carlos Hyde, these are guys that you could get on the cheap at DraftKings. But everybody wants to be a star effer, okay? Not me. I'm a star winner, all right? Set the trends. Trust your gut. I went on this very podcast last week, and I told you, didn't I tell you? I told you I was high on Jameis Winston. Okay, I was high on him to have a bounce-back game against the Los Angeles Rams at home, even though he wasn't perfect in reality. We're not talking about reality. We're talking about fantasy. And in fantasy, he was a stud. Okay? I made mistakes. Yes, I made mistakes. Instead, I went with Cam Newton, even though the week before I saw that ferocious Minnesota defense with my very own eyes, giving my man Aaron Rodgers all sorts of problems. He was getting slammed around also, and his offensive line was actually giving him time to throw the ball, but none of his receivers were open. Okay? Cam Newton is the MVP, I thought. Pair him with Kelvin Benjamin, I thought. Handcuffs are good in fantasy, but I handcuffed myself to the bench by choosing the Cam Newton, Kelvin Benjamin over Tampa Bay, Jameis, and Mike Evans. That's my mistake. Congratulations to all of you who faced that lineup and got a little latte and maybe a 6-pack of Snapple, or maybe a little, bagel, cream cheese, and lox, or maybe a Sunday buffet on me. Okay, get back in the monkey cage next week and we see what happens. I made the mistake. I went with Cam and Kelvin in some big money matchups, and I took a little bath. Okay, I should have stuck with my gut. I said it on this show. Instead, I went away from my gut, and a lesson is learned. You have to set the trends. Trust your gut. Sometimes your gut is the best fantasy insider you'll ever need, okay? If you're picking a defense, go with a team playing it at home. Now, I know I'm not reinventing the wheel here, okay? I know that. But a lot of you went with the Broncos or the Cardinals on the road in Cincinnati or Buffalo, and that'll get you benched, okay? That'll get you benched. You got to go with a defense at home. Speaking of getting benched, it's time now for the segment that's sweeping through the fantasy football world. The name of the segment is That'll Get You Benched. So in this segment, this is about performance and behavior that is not conducive to positive fantasy football play, and it's called That'll Get You Benched. And how could I not start the way with you, Odell Beckham, the hometown hero of the New York Giants? First off, your hair, I know you're not going to cut it now because you're in too deep. The shit looks like a bowl of ramen noodles. Cut that shit, man. You look nuts. Okay, second, you're throwing a fucking hissy fit on the sideline, kicking and punching the air and crying and getting smacked around by a gold post net that you attacked first. You understand that you attacked that field goal net first, Odell. Okay, and then you're on the sideline crying? What's your fucking deal, man? Huh? That goal net didn't do anything to you. And you're fighting? You're in a fucking fight with a goal net? I'm telling you right now, Lena Dunham, she might have put a fucking spell on you, okay? Because I guarantee you, Lena Dunham is disappointed. And that kind of behavior, in general, that'll get you benched. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Fitzy. You got 6 pixies. How is that even possible? You got a Hall of Fame running back. You got 2 stud wide receivers. And somehow you threw 2 in the end zone? Congratulations. You have officially earned the record for the lowest quarterback rating since they started keeping quarterback rating stats 10 years ago. That means the likes of Jamarcus Russell, John Skelton, Jimmy Clausen, David Carr, RG3, and a host of other never coulda, woulda, shoulda guys were never, ever as bad as you were this past Sunday. Fitz, I know it's some sort of amalgamation. I met you. I like you. I like your beard. I like your hair. But 6 picks, that'll get you benched. I wouldn't even have you come to practice. You just would have to just figure things out on your own during the week if I was the coach. Okay? But it'll definitely get you benched. Kelvin Benjamin, my main man. You are my main man, 50 grand. I love you. You've had a great first 2 weeks. Okay, you got me out here singing your praises, talking shit to everyone that doubted me for drafting you in the first place, and you go out there and you put up a 0 on some Dunkin' Donuts shit. I'm not even mad. I'm just hurt. I'm just disappointed. I brought you into the RapaportsDelight family. I put you on the field. I gave you the spotlight to shine, and you let me and everybody else down, my man. You actually cost me $500 fucking bucks. Okay? It hurt. It hurt me deep. You cut me. You cut me deep. Okay? No points in fantasy football. That'll get you benched. But because I love you, I truly do love you, and I've had bad days. I've had bad days at work, and I know football is a job. I know you're going to come back. Okay? But a 0 from a stud like you, Kelvin Benjamin? No, that'll get you benched. I don't know who set up these debates that are going on, but you got to understand, like debates and the presidential elections, these are important, but not during Monday Night Football. Is that some sort of fucking cruel joke? Do you not have a fantasy football team? Who's setting the scheduling? Okay, do the words Julio Jones not mean anything to you? I think I speak for all Americans when I say enough is enough. Raise my taxes, do the wall, do whatever the fuck you want. But just do not come between me and my fantasy football on Monday night. That's un-American. Okay, so whoever scheduled these debates during Monday Night Football, that will get your ass benched as well. I need to take a break. Miles Davis, please play me something funky right here.
Hey, this is Doug Gottlieb. I have my own brand new podcast. It's called Dug In, and you can listen to it on play.it/Dugin. Great interviews, unique commentary. Love if you join me. That's Dug In. Search on iTunes or play.it/Dugin.
Get me all riled up, but that'll get you benched. All right, well, since we're benching people, we're introducing, another topic in the fantasy football follies, okay? It's called That'll Get You Snaps, okay? It's called, this is what you need to do to get playing time. On last week's episode of the Fantasy Football Follies, I gave you some players that I thought were going to put big numbers in fantasy world. Well, the Gringo Mandingo, I hit it, and I hit it big. First off, I said last week, Jamison Crowder. Nobody believed me. Nobody ever listens to me, the Gringo Mandingo. Well, he had 4 catches for 78 yards and scored a beautiful, fast touchdown. He now has 16 catches for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns on the year and is slowly becoming an every down option for Kirk Cousins. You like that? You like that? That's my Kirk Cousin impression. You like that? You like that? You like that? You like that? I also said on this here I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast last week, Jameis Winston and Aaron Rodgers. Sometimes people have weeks off. Yes, sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way, but the amount of people trying to trade these guys after both had bad performances in week 2 was shocking to me. I told you to bet big on these 2 stallions, okay? And it paid off if you did. Jameis went for 405 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers threw for 4. You're welcome. Okay, I also brought up Shane Vereen, a bargain in DraftKings Daily Fantasy last week. I told you to lean on the 6-year vet. I said it. A speedy back, getting his first start in 2 years. Shane was hungry, and he ate. He ate good. He ate to the tune of 67 yards and a touchdown on the ground while adding 2 catches for 28 yards. Okay? It cost $3,700. Okay? He was the biggest steal of the week. Shane, you're out. We'll miss you. I hope you recover great. But for those of you who had him in week 3, again, you're welcome. All right, another guy's that'll get you snaps. Okay, Jack Doyle, Colts. Another impressive showing for the undrafted tight end out of Western Kentucky. He's 6'6", 270 pounds of good loving. He's athletic. He's got nice, good, big hands. Sunday, he put up 6 catches for 65 yards, and he has emerged as the playmaking tight end for Andrew Luck. Okay, keep your eyes on Jack Doyle. 13 catches, 137 yards with 2 touchdowns through 3 games. That'll get you snaps, Big Jack. That will get you snaps. Terrell Pryor, Matthew Berry talked about him early in the fantasy year. Okay, drafted as a fucking quarterback out of Ohio State. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to make the switch and play wide receiver in the NFL. I was wrong. Okay, this past weekend he was a quarterback, wide receiver. It was like they were playing flag football. The Cleveland Browns are playing the NFL's version of flag football. But Terrell Pryor, he's 6'4", he weighs 230 pounds. He thinks like a quarterback. He runs like a wide receiver. He finds the open spots. He puts himself in a position to make an impact on offense. Sorry, LeBron. Sorry. There's a new Renaissance man in town, and his name is Terrell Pryor. Should be some sort of superhero, like a Magnum PI. Pryor. Terrell Pryor. The dude does it all. He had 8 catches for 144 yards, 4 carries for 21 yards, and a touchdown. He also threw the ball. He's like an all-purpose football player. He threw the ball 5 times. He made 3 completions for 35 yards. A stat line like that? Yeah. That'll get you snaps. All right. The I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast is sponsored by Casper mattresses. Casper is an award-winning sleep company. It's the most awarded mattress ever, okay? Casper mattress comes in all sizes. For $950, you can get a king-size mattress, just $950. Casper stands by their product so much that they will let you sleep on the mattress, live on the mattress for 100 nights. And if you do not like it, they will pick it up and refund you everything for free. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? You could sleep on a Casper mattress for 100 nights. On the 99th night, if you're like, you know what, this thing is crap, which will never happen, call them. They'll refund you everything for free. Go to www.casper.com/Rapaport. Use the promo code. Okay, you could save $50 on a Casper mattress. They have sheets, they have pillows. The I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast Fantasy Football Dog, my dog Wheezy, I'm looking at him right now. He's actually sleeping right now in front of me with my own two eyes on a Casper doggy bed. They have doggy beds too. Go to www.casper.com/Rapaport. Save $50 on your first purchase. I love a Casper mattress, and so does my dog. All right, this is a painful time. It's a painful time of the fantasy football follies. I have to give shout-outs to the fucks that beat me. But I also get to give shout-outs to the fucks who I beat. And I'm gonna give shout-outs to the guys that stepped into the monkey cage, okay? Who had the balls big enough to dance. And when we danced, it was some pretty dances. I'm gonna give shout-outs to some of you guys. I can't do everybody, literally 150 games. Okay, but these are some of the guys that I beat, all right? M. Sermon, crack that ass. J. Finkelberg, you know who you are. G. Willis, Coordinator BIH, Red Dragons 32, The Salty One 987, Jojo Jenkins. Oh yeah, I see you. I saw you. Dylan Air, Brybud, thanks for the $50. I appreciate that, Brybud. $50 it took from you. I'm going to put it in the savings account. And Joe Callister, that's 2 in a row, you fuck you. Joseph Callister, I beat your ass 2 weeks in a row. But I got to say, you keep coming back. Keep coming back for more. All right? I love to dance. Okay? And there's really no winners and losers in all honesty. Because we're playing low stakes. All right? It's about the shit talking. And it's all in good fun. So even if I crack that ass real proper, to the guys I just mentioned, I give you a shout out. You had the balls and the courage to dance with a great dancer. I'm a fantastic dancer. What do you want from me? Okay, but I also lost. I also lost a few. Okay? Guy named Amateur Hour. Amateur HR. You lucky fuck. I have to admit, this motherfucker, he took me to the cleaners for $500. He challenged me, the Gringo Mandingo, and this is where I got screwed because I didn't stick with my gut instinct. This is my 3rd week playing fantasy football, and I second guessed myself in this competitive $500 game. Amateur HR, you lucky fuck, you won, but you know I'm getting that $500 back. Good to be Johnny B. Congratulations. Shellin7, CHELON7, you fuck you. Rage Cage 23, Mike Marion 308, Scarecrow, I like your style. Scaricho, SKERRICHO. I put you on blast last week. You came back, you won. Congratulations. Al Bundy on PEDs. Okay? Beat me. Fucking Al Bundy on PEDs. This is embarrassing. But you won. Stutzwort, you got me again, you fuck. This time by less than a point. STUTS Wart. You got me. But I'll be back. Please keep coming back. I want that $10 back. Donnie Wall Street, you got me twice in $5 games. Let's up the stakes. How about that, cheapo? All right? Donnie Wall Street, since you're such a big shot, Donnie Wall Street, maybe we go for it with $10 or $7.50. All right, cheapo? Ben Lyons, my man, ESPN radio host. Ben Lyons, 90210, you fuck. You fuck you. If only I had started Kobe Fleener over Jacob Tammy. Congratulations. But you, Ben Lyons, my man, ESPN radio host extraordinaire, I'll see you back in the monkey cage next week. You win some, you lose some, okay? But that's important, is that we danced, okay? And you'll have another chance to dance against me. The Gringo Mandingo will be dancing. You could find me at RapaportsDelight. That's my team name. Okay, and we have a custom league at www.draftkings.com/I am Rapaport. The good people at DraftKings.com set us up with our own custom league. You could challenge other people within the league. Okay? We could do it all. And we're going to do it all. At DraftKings.com/I am Rapaport.
Hey, this is Doug Gottlieb, and I've got my own brand new podcast called Dug In. What we do is we take the absolute best interviews from the week, and we cut them up, and we present it in a nice little tight package, and I think you'll love it. Plus, I have unique commentary that I only reserve for the podcast. See, we give you the inside of the Doug Gottlieb Show. You can get it by going to play.it/Dugin or search Dug In on iTunes. Love if you join me. That's Dug In, search on iTunes or play.it/Dugin.
All right, here we go. Here it is. This is the information that you want from me, the Gringo Mandingo. Here are the TD makers, okay? The touchdown makers, the tutties that'll help you break the bank going into week 4. Okay, this week I have to admit it's a little tricky because we're getting into bye weeks and players' values have ticked up just a little bit. Okay, every penny counts. All right, you cheap fucks, you. Every penny counts. But at quarterback this week, Kirk Cousins.
You like that?
You like that?
You like that?
Cost you $6,500 in DraftKings fantasy football money versus Cleveland at home. Go with Kirk Cousins. Trust me. Carson Palmer, $6,300 at home. That's another one. Joe Flacco, okay, Mr. Consistency, he's coming along. $5,900 versus Oakland at home. And the Oakland defense, it sucks. It sucks. Steve Smith Sr., Joe Flacco for $5,900 versus Oakland at home. That's a good deal. All right, in my running back picks, Melvin Gordon, he's consistent, he's doing well. He's top 8 running back. I'm not even fact-checking. I guarantee you Melvin Gordon is in the top 8. $6,300 versus New Orleans. What do I have to say? New Orleans, they don't have defense. They don't care about defense. They don't consider defense. So Melvin Gordon for $6,300. New Orleans at home. Yeah, I bet on Melvin. LeGarrette Blount, he's going to get the ball for $5,000 versus Buffalo at home. Yeah, don't bet against Blunt and don't bet against Belichick. Even I will admit that. LeGarrette Blount for $5K. He's going to run circles up and down. Rex and his brother, I don't even know what his name is. Fucking Bruce Ryan. I don't remember. The one with the long hair. Looks like he smokes more weed than the dude. Alfred Morris, $3,900. Face San Francisco on the road. That's a good deal. Alfred Morris is gonna get it going. My tight end picks, Jordan Reed. Listen, that's not any magic trick there, but he's $6,300 versus Cleveland at home. Cleveland is a joke. Dennis Pitta, $3,900. Okay, that is a deal. I would go with Dennis Pitta, okay, for $3,900 versus Oakland at home. Okay, Oakland, they don't play defense either. Final tight end who I think is going to have a big week, Zach Miller for $2,700 versus Detroit at home. Zach Miller, I don't know if he's Jewish, but the name Zach Miller sounds and feels Jewish. And for $2,700, this Jew would pay for Zach Miller versus Detroit. All right, we're going to break the bank with defenses. Arizona versus LA at home for $3,900. Do not give up on the Arizona Cardinals and their defense. That's a good pick. LA has no offense. They have zero offense. I believe in Bruce Arians, and I believe in the Cardinals. Washington for $3,500 versus Cleveland. Again, Terrell Pryor, he's doing his thing. But other than that, Cleveland's they have shortcomings, to say the least. So if you could get Washington for $3,500, that'll break the bank. That'll help you break the bank. Okay, in New England, they're going to smash Buffalo at home, okay? They're going to do it. They have to do it. They don't have much on offense. Julian Edelman is a quarterback. They're going to have to shut down things on defense. Bill Belichick is going to wave his magic wand as he does. And in the flex this week, it's tough, okay? It's challenging, in this week. But here's some bargain basement players that I think can help you win. Curtis Artis Payne, I call him Cap. James White, okay, $3,600 versus the Bills. The Bills have had trouble with the pass catching RBs this season. Although, I don't know, Julian Edelman, we'll see. But James White for $3,600, it's a good choice. And Anquan Bolden, I still like this guy. He doesn't stop. He's a beast. $4,100. He's among the leaders in TDs against a weak Chicago defense. Okay, Chicago's D is weak. Oh, my goodness. That was a lot. It's a lot of information. I'm giving it to the people, though. All right, the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast is going to be live. The live shows October 14th in Las Vegas, Nevada at Vinyl at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, and Sunday, October 16th at Stand Up Live in Phoenix, Arizona. Tickets are now available at www.IamRapaportTour.com. Come see me and G. Monetti live October 14th in Vegas, and Sunday, October 16th at Stand Up Live. All right. Last but not least, I need to give a shout out to the most corrupt league in the fantasy football world, the Rapapack League, of which I am the commissioner. 12 teams managed by the Rapapack Elite. The team names speak for themselves. This is a fucking shit show of a league. The Wig Pieces Duke, the Wig Piece Dukes, that's one team. D's Nuts, Kaepernick's Froze, Chicago Rapapack, shout out to my man there. Luther Vandross Soul Zebrahead. Of course, this is a Rapapack League. I love these guys. The Albino Rhino Jr., No Bruno, We Are Rapaport, Stickmen, Mr. Morris, and in first place, the Rhode Island Rapapack. The Rhodey Rapapack. Only Rhodey and Mr. Morris are undefeated with 4 teams that only have one loss. Okay? They only have one loss. Only Rhodey and Mr. Morris, they're doing their thing. The Wig Pieces, listen, we need to talk. I see what you're doing with a roster of 3 Norwoods, 1 Smallwood, and 2 Dukes. I get it. All loaves matter, Duke, but get your mind right. This is fantasy football. This isn't a joke, okay? You're playing for a customized championship ring from www.officialfantasyrings.com, okay? And they're excellent. The rings are beautiful, all right? This isn't some sort of a playground team. Make some trades. Scour the waiver wires. Do something, okay? The Wig Piece Dukes, your team is trash. Okay, you're making a mockery of fantasy football. I think every team in the Rapapack League still has a shot to win this. Don't be afraid to make moves over or under the table, okay? If you want to make a move under the table, you know where to find me. You know, $5 will go a long way in this league. It's the Fantasy Football Follies. I am the Gringo Mandingo, quarterback of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. Listen, subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes. We really appreciate it. It helps all of us out. The 2 best producers in the podcast world, Jordan Winter and Miles Davis. Good luck, all right, starting this Thursday. And all your matchups, wish me luck versus that gorilla and his stinky breath, okay, even though I'm not going to need it. But just send me some positive juju, okay? We don't fact check and we don't stack check. It's the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast, Fantasy Football Follies, and I'm out.